Hey guys, today we are continuing a trend of the biggest games in Canadian football history. This year we've done the first ever CPL game, the Canada versus USA Nations League match at BMO Field, and now for the third time this year, a third incredibly important match in Canadian soccer history, the CPL Finals. Today, Tim Hortons Field, Calgary versus Hamilton. This first season for the CPL has been an incredibly productive one. All 7 teams are helping grow the game in Canada and making soccer a major sport in this country. And now, today, is the first of 2 legs in the finals. That is the accumulation of all of that. They've announced what the trophy is. It's kind of not great, but first time at making a trophy for Canadian soccer. There's going to be a couple of roughs and bumps in the road. I don't think this is going to be the only trophy they ever make, but this game is the accumulation of what has been a fantastic first season for the Canadian Premier League. I'm going to the game. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be showing you guys some clips of what it's like there, and let's just give it up for a fantastic first year of the CPL.
Smash it into his face. Right in the...
And with that, after the first leg, the score is Hamilton Forge 1, Calgary Cavalry 0. A lot went on this game, to say the least. Hamilton Forge were just dominating all the way through. They hit the crossbar on 3 separate occasions. Tristan Borges had a penalty shot saved by Marco Carducci. Hamilton, just the entire game, had the front foot forward. They were dominating the play. They had the vast majority of the chances. And Calgary is really lucky to have escaped this game only down 1-0. There was only 1 goal this game from the man himself, Tristan Borges. You just knew if someone was going to score, it had to be him. Great left footer curling into the far right side. Fantastic shot off of a great run by Nanko. And that put the Forge up 1-0. And after that, Hamilton just did not take their foot off the gas. They kept pushing, and over the course of the whole game, they just were the better team, did not let Calgary get pretty much anything going at all. Yes, Calgary was playing down a man for the vast majority of it, but all in all, Forge just played a fantastic game and completely deserved to be up going into Calgary. Probably deserved to be up by more. Calgary early on get a red card off of the penalty call. So it's Joel Waterman who gets a red card for the handball in the box, or is when he goes and does a slide tackle. It looks like his backhand hits the ball out of Borges' feet. This call was one of many that the referee made that I thought was a little weak. Honestly, watching the replay, I'm not even 100% sure it was a handball. In the end, Forge did not score on the penalty shot, but Calgary going down a man just completely stifled and their ability to get anything going for the rest of the game. I think that this might have been a quick jump to a red card, and it probably has very much hurt Calgary in their quest to become the CPL champions. And then in the 69th minute, we get a whole mess of a play where Wheeldon goes in to make a hard tackle on Borges. They fall on, like, basically in a clump together. Wheeldon is on top of Borges, and from the highlight, it looks like he's pushing himself up off the ground to try and get off of Borges, but, like, one of his hands is on Borges, which I don't have a real problem with. I think what I see in this play is him trying to get up after making the tackle, and it just happens that Borges is under him. I mean, I've played sports my whole life. I know sometimes when you try to get yourself up, just because of the positioning of the other guy when you fall down together, they're underneath you, and that's the only way you can get yourself up. Borges, when he's getting pushed down, he tries to, like, basically kick Wheeldon off of him, and that is a red. Wheeldon gets a yellow for this play, completely deserved. That was a yellow card tackle, it was way too rough. Tristan Borges, as someone who referees youth soccer, I say that if someone is down underneath two players who are in a clump, and the guy on the bottom tries to kick the other player that's on top of him, that is a red card. But again, looking back at the play, it was not that rough of a kick. I think in the spur of the moment, the ref gave a red. Probably could have gone with just a yellow. I have a feeling that both of the red cards given out in this game are probably going to be appealed and will probably be overturned, so both of these players will likely be able to play in the second leg next week in Calgary. It's just incredibly unfortunate that the game that we had today was diminished in quality because of these two red cards that probably should not have been red cards, and that Calgary had to play almost half of this game down a man because they had a red card far before the Hamilton red card. Besides all that, it was just a fantastic game by both teams. The level of intensity when Hamilton and Calgary plays each other is so far above everything else in the Canadian Premier League. It really is the best of what this league can be. Maybe the physicality toned a little bit down, but it shows that this league can have great derbies, great rivalries, and just can have some fantastic matchups, especially when two of the top teams in the league are going up against each other. And for the crowd, this was the best attended Hamilton Forge game since the opener when they gave out a bunch of tickets for free. 10,864, I think, was the official announced attendance. It was full on the side that the TV cameras were facing. The far side was also pretty full too. I was very surprised by this. I was actually not expecting there to be over 10,000 people there, especially with how the Forge had been drawing people regularly. This was a great showing by the Hamilton Forge faithful, and just a fantastic game atmosphere to have. Although I do rather dislike the way that the crowd in general handled itself, especially with the way the ref is making calls. I'm personally all for screaming and yelling and all. I'm all for everything, for trash talking, all that. I don't know why, but I'm not a fan of those cutout red cards that people have and like show whenever there's a tackle against your team. It's just, it seems cheesy, and I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to accomplish with it. I don't know if anyone else there is a fan of them. I just personally don't like them. And with that too, I feel like that there was a lot of abuse directed towards the ref this game. Yes, he did not have that great of a game, but I think some people took it a little too far, jeering at him. But in the end, since jeering at the ref, that's part of the game. The one thing I did not like that was going on in this crowd is when a Forge FC player messed up, there was some major shouts directed towards our own players. And okay, I get being frustrated when your player messes up, but when your player messes up and you're yelling at them to get off the field, that's not okay. And hopefully this wasn't the whole stadium. Hopefully this is just a couple select few people in my stadium. But I don't care who you are, when a player on your team makes a mistake, and a lot of these cases weren't even that bad. They were just trying to move the ball forward or whatever, they ran out of room. If someone's wearing the same color that you are when you walk into the stadium, you don't tell them to get off the field. That's ridiculous. You can groan, you can be upset, that's okay. Don't assault your own players. And I know this is a little hypocritical given the rant I had about Godinho after the Gold Cup, but no Forge player today made any sort of error anywhere near the level of what Godinho did in that game against Haiti. And the amount of abuse and grief that these players took for something as simple as just having a ball bounce on them weird was just way too much. Tone it down a little bit, guys. I get that you want the team to do well, but also this is very, very low-level professional soccer. Mistakes are going to happen on both sides. Don't yell at your own players when they're obviously trying their best and they're winning the game and dominating the game. That's just ridiculous. But all in all, it was a great game, and Hamilton go in to the second leg in Calgary up 1-0. Now, I know that the Calgary legs are probably going to look like the complete opposite of this one, and it's going to be most likely Calgary pushing the entire time. And as far as what I think is going to happen, I do not put it by Calgary at all to come back and win this championship. They know Spruce Meadows better than anyone. They've scored many goals at Spruce Meadows. They just have scored many goals in general. They are the cream of the crop of the CPL. This one game, this one performance today does not change my opinion of that. As much as I would like the Forge to pull off this crazy win, this Calgary team is the team that won both the spring and fall titles, and I think that they deserve the CPL championship because of that. So anyways, that does it for this video. Hit like if you like it, hit subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Follow me on Twitter, link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.